everybody. Welcome to the Still Real. To us, to me, to everyone on here. I'm your host, Howard Chaney. The man shaking his head down there right below me is Joseph Hughes. The man to my right on my screen, but actually I guess to my left, Randy Cunningham, that's sending Morse code blinking out. And the man that's underneath Randy, bless his heart, holding up all that weight. Stevie, you're muted too.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Good deal. Is Stevie Spencer, New World Wrestling. Stevie, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Hey, pleasure to be here. Thank you, guys.
I know it's an extremely busy time for you. You took the time to join us, and you know, everybody's busy during this time because, and it's getting close to the holiday season, and so everybody's got a lot of stuff going on. And for the ones that don't know, we were behind the scenes there trying to schedule everything, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got something on this date, got something on this date, that date."
Yeah.
And as I was hitting the countdown button, Joseph was in the process of telling us the dates that he was busy on. So I hope everybody's able to hear that too. So let's get started. QB, you got something to say?
I'm fine.
I got something to say before you get started, QB1. Why are you letting grown men put their hands on you and manhandle you? You're 6'4", 285 pounds. You should be able to throw these people around like rag dolls. Not even that, but confront them and tell them that they need to get out of your face and stay out of your face and stay out of your business, stay out of your life, stay out of your daughter's business. Blink if you're okay there, QB1.
Can I say I've missed this, Joseph?
Do I need to reschedule, guys, or is everything okay?
No, Stevie, I'm so sorry. The Butcher Brothers have just got under my skin here recently with QB1 there. They've been stalking him. They've been hacking him. They've hacked his Facebook page. They've hacked RiverCity Media. They have been all over the place. And you know what? They took it a little bit too far in Pikeville this weekend, Stevie, Shotgun Stevie. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know about this, you all are going to learn about it tonight. Now, QB, we've got to know you've been absent for about 5 days. We've heard you're fine, that you're okay. What's going on, QB, before we get started with Stevie?
I'd like to start with Stevie. I'm fine, by the way. Stevie, tell me a little bit. Would you like to book the Butcher Brothers? Have you ever seen them? That would be nice.
I mean, I'm all for, setting it up. Maybe it's starting to sound like a lights out dark match situation, but, unsanctioned. But I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I was eating my popcorn earlier. So,
I like the book. Tell me a little bit about what's it like getting NWA started and up and running and finding talent.
Well, yeah, New World Wrestling NWW came kind of out of, it's really, the first show is really kind of what I call mine and my coworker Ryan's, or my co-owner Ryan's love letter to wrestling. I've only really been in the business for about 1.5 years, going on 2 years now, just behind the scenes, learning, the production side and networking any which way I can to help out and really promote the industry as a whole. What is it like? I probably wouldn't wish the logistics and the stress on my worst enemy, but I know that, 6 p.m. when the doors hit on November 21st, that it'll all be worth it. Even if I have one set of feet walking in the door, I know I've done something right. And I have the opportunity to hold an audience, captivate them for about an hour and probably like 2 hours, and show a story, show artistry in motion, and that is great. It's like I said, it's my love letter. So most of the people who are booked on the show are people who like them or hate them. Joe, you probably have your own opinion about like Joe Briggs or even RT3 or Evan Golden. I know you guys are just besties, but it's people that behind the scenes have helped me along in some way, and it's my opportunity to give them a motivation and put it out in the ring for the people to enjoy.
Before I go to Joseph, when you went to make this, and this is the inaugural show, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you started putting this show together and you started putting pieces and I know it's so important to you. Folks that don't realize how important a good show is they just don't understand this side of the business any.
Right.
Were they people that you knew the second that you announced this show? I want this person. I want that person.
Absolutely. I had enough time between when our inception and when we're having the show that I really was able to capture kind of the climate of what's going on. For people who don't know, Southern Pride Championship Wrestling is their last show is actually Saturday, October 11th. So if anybody can come out, I'll plug them, till the ends of the earth. Because Matt, great guy, Matt and John both kind of gave me my start. I probably wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for them being like, yeah, come on. But I lost my train of thought there. What was the having people in mind? Correct. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There is a little bit of nepotism involved, right? There's people where you're like, I know that person's moveset. I know what they can do. I know what they're capable of. And I can do this with them. There are people who you can take, idea and have it creative. They are creators. I'm a designer. They're a creator. So yeah, there's definitely people that I had in mind that, as people, of course, I want to be able to pay them what they're worth and get them out there and help them any which way I can. But as professionals, as wrestlers, as artists, it's like, I want to give them this canvas and give them this direction and just push them. And I hope you'll be able to see that from show one to, hopefully 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, you'll be like, oh my gosh, there's been like progression and not just the same old week in, week out.
That's excellent. That is such a good sentiment. Mr. Beaver, you may take over now.
Well, Shotgun Stevie, I know it's been a wild ride in the small time that you've been in the world of professional wrestling. Take us back to where it all began. Where did you want to go? What was the moment where you went, I want to do this with my life. I want to be in this business. I want to do something.
That started when I was a wee lad. But as far as putting one foot in front of the other and actually doing it, I started out like most everybody does. People that are wrestlers now, most of them start as just the average, money paying, ticket buying fan. But when I eventually realized, hey, it's nothing for me to shoot this person a message and be like, hey, can I just come learn? That doesn't cost anything in most cases. The two people who kind of gave me that first go was Matt needed somebody to help with like video and production and all that, and that is lost to some people. So there is a great niche and a great need in the market. And then also one day I just offered to be elbow grease for Joe Kazana. They had that big show at the Tennessee Valley Fair a couple of years ago, and I knew that while the average person might not care about it, I knew this is a big historical moment and I get to be a part of it. And I was like, hey, man, just let me stand around and just help break down your ring just to learn the foundations, because a little bit about me is I used to be an EMT and a firefighter. So I'm all about paying dues and putting in sweat equity, because that's needed. And actually that's lost upon a lot of younger people nowadays. So I'm sorry to knock on my age group, millennials. But it was just going through, and I guess them seeing that it's more than just free labor. It's somebody who has heart and wants to put it in and give that good faith exchange with nothing needed in return. And
man, that's the best answer I've heard in a long time.
Well, that's kind of how we kind of got started too. Is I was actually, I've told this story many times. I was working at the CW in Chattanooga, and we were taking tapes for a church up there and getting it going. And then I got offered a job at the CW to kind of review those tapes and come in. And Harley Race came in one day, and he started giving us the tapes. And he told us he didn't care what time it was. He wanted it on TV. He wanted us to put it on TV. And so we did. I was the deciding vote in the room, and I wanted it because I grew up watching WWE. I grew up watching, him in WWE. Well, it was WWF at the time and WWF. And NWA, I watched him all over the world, and he was the world champion. He was the man in my mind. And it was just a eye-opening experience for me. And then it was like every day, every Friday, like clockwork, he'd come in or he'd have somebody come in and bring a tape. And one day he just asked us to come to Missouri with him. And I told him, when do you want us to come down? And he said, this Saturday, come on down, come on tomorrow. And we'll find something. Well, he found something. We were cleaning toilets and lifting chairs and doing everything else, but we got into the business that way. We broke in that way. And, I wouldn't, if I had to do it over again, I probably wouldn't do it any other way, because it taught me something that is really lost today. Like you were saying, it taught me the historical value of, do you really want something? What are you willing to do to go and get it? Are you willing to travel? Are you willing to put in sweat equity? Are you willing to make sure that you always have a job doing something in this industry or in this field? Because if you want to be in it, you're going to find a way to do it, whether it's cleaning toilets, whether it's putting chairs out, whether it's selling tickets, whether it's hosting a show or being a host on a show or a guest on a show. You're going to find a way to make the business viable. And Stevie, I think that you mentioned a couple of people. You mentioned John Lou Allen, and you mentioned Matt Bowens earlier. Yes. I think that they saw the value of making you a viable asset to them. Not only a viable asset to them, but it sets you up to do something better in your career. And then with Joe Kazana, I mean, the Kazanas have been over 100 years inside the wrestling business in East Tennessee, and they know anybody who's anybody and everybody who's everybody. And they were one of the best connections that you can make inside of the world of wrestling. And as much as I hate to say it, I do believe that me and Casey Kazana sometimes, even though we're not on the best of terms, we do see eye to eye sometimes on some things, and he's always helped me out, and he's always shot me straight. And I've got to say that Papa Joe's the same way. Even if I don't see eye to eye with him, he's always shot me straight, and he's always put me on the straight and narrow. So Stevie, I think you fell in at the right time, at the right place. And, they call it the aha moments. You get the aha moment. That's your WrestleMania aha moment. Well, that's your aha moment. Maybe you just fell into the right spot at the right time, and it was boom, let's do this. Now, moving forward, we know that you were a part of SPCW. You've been a part of JCP. You've been helping with Pile Driver Pro. You've been all over the place. You even do audio and video production on your own. I believe it was, what was it called? The Bullet?
Oh, I was doing like it was for SPCW, but I was doing a recap. It was called like SPCW Reloaded, and I was doing the off week show there for a little bit, but the shoot job kind of took over and whatnot. So let me actually go back and clarify one little bit. I said John. There's like 4,000 Johns in the wrestling business. JDL has helped me. I will go back to him in just a second, but it was John Jeffers, Johnny Quise, that really was the co-owner of SPCW that kind of took me in and was like, give him a shot. JDL and actually Dylan McQueen, I'll give them some flowers too. I've lost 130 pounds in like over 2 years, and they've actually been cheerleaders there as well. Also shout out to Josh Rose, if you know who that is, wink wink. He's also been one as well. So mad props there. And also I am working a lot with Pile Driver. Just recently I got to go to Steel Cage Showdown at Innovate. I'm actually working for Tony this weekend. So it's really just starting to open doors and just networking. You'd be amazed how many people need someone who can be adequate, because there is a right and a wrong way to do it, and hold a camera and then video edit. So these little skills, that what it's taught me is that any skill that you can contribute in some way, there is a way to not necessarily monetize it, but there is a way to push things forward and help people. Even if it's something as simple as, I know how to rig sound, or I know how to hang a light, or I know how to put, even if I can just pick a board up and load it onto a truck, it's needed because it takes a village. And that's why the currency that's exchanged a lot is a handshake, because you're going back there and shaking hands with somebody you were literally going to work with, and you need to be there. So it's cool to still see that old tradition that you hear about. It's not just a gimmick or anything like that. It actually still exists.
Harley used to say, if you want to make $1 in this business, you got to get with somebody who's made $1 million. And then not only did he say that, but he would elaborate with it. He'd say, if you want to make that first dollar in this business, you got to be willing to give your blood, sweat, and tears. And he said, sometimes that's going to be going home hungry. Sometimes it's going to be leaving your family for 2 months at a time. He said, if you want to make a dollar in this business, you got to be willing to give it all. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I see, and I've seen from you working with these promotions, such as you said, Tony Gibbons, Innovate, great place to work, working with Dan, great gentleman to work with. Dan is just phenomenal. And I call him the hardest working man in the business because he's anywhere and everywhere that wrestling is every week. And he's trying to make it work for himself. So, you're surrounding yourself with all the right people who have given that sweat equity and have made that money, and they've put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And I believe that you're going to be highly successful coming up at New World Wrestling. And you've got a huge show. I mean, a huge show that's getting ready to drop in November, correct?
Yep. November 21st. There is a show that's going to be taped beforehand. It's going to be about 4 matches. That is just for the students at Briceville Elementary. It's like I said, this is my love letter to wrestling and my love letter to Briceville. The reason we chose Briceville is I used to live there. And if you're from any kind of like county, or whether it's like kind of a small population, like your Petros, your Coalfield, your Wartburgs, to the larger world, it's kind of like, what do those rednecks know? Something like that. It's kind of looked down. They kind of look down their nose at you. So I want it to be a situation where, like, I'm no like super success story, but I'm successful enough that I can turn back around and be like, hey, I'm one of you, and I made something of myself, and I want you guys to be, it's kind of like a motivational speech wrapped up in a wrestling show. So if I can do that, hey man, I'm happy, and I've done it in such a way that, I've got a 9-to-5 that keeps me secure. So at the end of the day, I don't care if I draw 1 red cent, as long as everybody who's there gets paid and the fans are happy. Hey, I'm happy, baby. So.
Well, it'll happen. It'll happen, Stevie.
And, you got to talk it into existence. Yeah, but I'm, it's always prepare for the best, or hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah, you're preparing for the worst, but the beautiful thing about it is being from that little area that you mentioned, the Wartburgs of the world, the Coalfields of the world. Yep. That is a hard area to get in, but one thing is for sure, they come out for football and professional wrestling. Those people come by the droves for football and professional wrestling. Anytime Joe has gone and done in that area, he has sold out buildings just right in that nice little area. So you are working in good territory. And not only that, but you're working with some of the best talent in the world that has worked for Papa Joe and has worked for the NWA and has worked for all the greats of the greats. Yep. So you're pulling it in, and we just want to show a little bit of it right here, what's going to be coming up for you.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Autumn Reigns looks like it's going to be a banger, guys, with everything that's going on. That's going to be Friday, November 21st, Briceville Elementary School, 103 Slate Stone Road in Briceville, Tennessee is where it's going to be at. And look, my God, Sam Street's going to be there, and she's going to be going against one of your favorites there, QB1. BBJ is going to be there. The big booty Judy herself is going to be out there. Evan Golden's going to be taking on Red Riggins. And if you don't know, Red Riggins has been on a roll here lately. He's defeated 3 of his last 4 opponents, and he's done it in kind of a conspicuous way. We got to see if Evan Golden, the golden child, will rise to the occasion and shine, or will Red Riggins have his number right there in Briceville at Autumn Reigns. We've got a great New World Wrestling Nirvana Comics, sponsored by Nirvana Comics, Tag Team Showdown. Axton Ray and Brandon Hartsook are going to be taking on Trial and Terror. And my God, Stevie, go ahead and talk about this one.
Okay, so this is one that let me kind of back up a little bit. So we've already we may get to in a minute about the main event, but it was a singles match. The stipulation was 1-to-1. Axton Ray, as good as he is being a singles competitor, sorry that spot was filled. He just didn't return my text message quick enough. Sorry. So I said, hey, I'm looking for a tag team, and you're not really part of a tag team. He goes, no, it's fine, and hooked up his brother Brandon Hartsook. Kind of to prove that blood is thicker than water. They don't agree on a little bit here and there, but they're going to need to pull out all the stops in order to take on this new team of the Law, Tom Coffey, and Cousin Condrey in Trial and Terror.
Absolutely. And we've got some more going on after that. You've got another big match that's going to be going on against Crazo, Bobby Kane, the big deal Bobby Kane, Ryan Austin, and Nick Blackwell going to be taking on winner faces Andrew Thomas on the main show. And that all is going to be taking place Friday, November 21st, 7 p.m., Briceville Elementary School. You don't want to miss it. And I think we've got the best for last here. Talk about this one, the Doctor of Destruction, and no joke, Johnny Poke.
So this is one that, obviously Joe has been around for a long time, a tried and true veteran of SPCW, but, very loyal to the brand, so much so that he's going to be there Saturday to close them out and then move on to the next chapter the very next month with New World Wrestling. So, hey, I've got to give the guy a title shot. He's carried gold like crazy in other promotions. So, like, am I going to put him in a pre-show? No. And then I called around. I said, who is going to face the DOD? And I just, it was kind of like how I got started in wrestling. Just send a text message, send a DM. And, hey, if somebody bites, you're all the better for it. I sent one off to Johnny Poke thinking, the dude's kind of retired. He's got his own things going on. He's not going to come out. And then he literally told me, he goes, you know what? For you, I got you. And I got to put him in the main event. I'm to crown the first champion. I've got to. Oh, the Butcher Brothers sliding in. Uh-oh.
I saw that. They told him to smile more. There's something definitely going on between QB1 and the Butcher Brothers. And I'll tell you, I don't like it, QB. I don't like it at all. But let's get back to business here. So
about Cousin Condrey is totally misunderstood. What a great performer. What a violent.
You're a damn liar.
Okay, so when they came to us and said that they want to be a tag team and what they want to be named, I said, what is the cop being with like the lunatic? What is all that about? And when I got returned, they have a manager that I don't even know his name yet. So I'm still, hey, if you can still return my calls, I need your name so we can get you paid. But basically, it's kind of like if you can't kill it, might as well just kind of control it. And that's kind of what happened to Condrey, so much so that they even sent the guy to Australia and they sent him back. So there's that thing going on.
They should have sent him to hell because that's where he belongs after what he did to QB1 up there. Stevie, let's get back to business.
You can't kill what you didn't create. I don't know.
Randy, you can stop smiling anytime.
I just wanted to give some praise out to Cousin Condrey. Go ahead, Joseph.
Let's get back to business here, Stevie. So I've got one serious question here, and you being in management, you might have the power to do this. Now, Johnny Poke and Joe Briggs have a big history. SPCW, the Battle of Burton, NWA, JCP. They battled all over for anybody and everybody who would have them. And these two know each other very well, but there's one X factor that we didn't get to mention, and that is the Miss Rebecca Lynn, who is always in the corner of Joe Briggs. Do you think just for one night we could get a fair fight and have her banned from ringside?
Oh, well, here's the thing about that. If you've been around SPCW and NWA JCP, you know some of the referees. I'm going to have James Carson in the main event. He already knows. I'm already like, hey, man, just make sure you turn around. Anybody jumps up on the apron, check around. And I wouldn't be surprised if she gets flung out of there. We'll see.
Flung out of there, he might just shoot her to the next level out of there. He's kicked her hands at more than one occasion to get her off those ropes before. So,
hey, if you remember, I'll call back to when Joe and Tyler Shoup were going at it. They did a best of 3 series to back and forth with the title. She got thrown out of there a couple times. So,
well, that's what I want to hear. I wanted to hear that come from the horse's mouth right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to pass it on to the Howie Chaney. Howie, go on, buddy.
I tell you, it's seeing Randy smile like he is now, it's really freaking me out. I wish he would quit. But Stevie, let me ask you a couple quick questions. One of them's going to be about the name Shotgun. How did you come up with that?
This actually goes back, speaking to SPCW, a couple of years ago, they did a promo battle, and it wasn't like, kind of pulling back the curtain, but it wasn't like a rigged kind of deal or anything like that. It was like an actual competition where Dr. Tom was the one that was actually the one that was given the making everybody go through the next round and actually judging it. And the story behind that is it initially has a nice ring to it. The Stevie Spencer plays off my actual like government name. And the shotgun part, I wanted it to be kind of sort of like giving props to like Machine Gun Carl Anderson. It just sounded good, but also it plays to I played a guy. Initially, I was going to be like a manager that had multiple personality disorder, but that didn't go that way, and I kind of fell into my niche. And shotguns have different loads, I guess you could call them. So it was one of those things where you don't know which version of Stevie you're going to get. But I am making that kind of play through with RR, and it's going to be one of those that kind of like what I said earlier. Every time you come, it's not going to be the same like phoning it in, week out. That's why I've actually made sure that it'll be announced probably later next week. There's going to be some new faces you haven't seen in this area that are going to be showing. So look forward to that.
Awesome. You're going to have your first heavyweight champion, your first tag team champions, the belts. Are we going to get to see the belts before you actually bring them out at the show?
They're in the graphic, but we can make that happen. Yeah. I mean, we can, either show them what do you want to see them like in person, like the night of. I mean, I can have everybody look at them, whatever.
Stevie, you can't show him to QB1. He's under that cult spell right now. He'll try to kill you and steal him right now.
Yeah, we need to check and see what's on his screen. This might be some Halloween 2 Season of the Witch action going on here.
Good show.
That's I've known QB for 30 plus years, and I've never seen him like this before.
Whenever you get to me.
You never even seen him like this when he's been in love.
Well, he's in love with buffets every weekend, but anyway, one more question. We'll go to QB1. The tickets and everything for the November 21st show, prices on them, and where can they get them?
Yeah. So right now, the pre-sale tickets, you can obviously reach out to the page. We can get you locked in. Even if between now and I would say probably the day before, if you want to get locked in for front row, second row, we can even give you a special price. Front row is $15, second row is $13, and then general admission is going to be $10. That's the bleacher seating. So we're going to have seats all the way around the ring. And also we're doing a 50-50 cash draw that you can buy into now that we're doing a special. If you buy so many tickets, you get more buying power and obviously more chances to win. Just another way to kind of give back to everybody.
Awesome. All right, QB.
Hey, I want to ask you about somebody that's just had a meteoric rise over the last year that's on your show. And that's, on your Big Booty Judy, or Judy, she goes by several names, the notorious BJJ.
Mm-hmm.
Is her rise just, it's almost unreal, from working shows in Huntsville to being a student of Dr. Tom to
Man,
now.
she's been on CCW, NWA. I literally, when I was like, I kind of want to have a female match. Like, you don't see those very much. So I want to make room for that. And eventually I'll throw this out there and kind of make this promise. Eventually I want to move into intergender matches. I think that is an untapped area of the market. Especially like somebody like BBJ that could very easily like throw somebody around and snap them. And then if you ever follow her social media, this kind of the weird stuff she eats, she may consume them too. But honestly, I told everybody who they're going to be going up against. I've reached out to various people, and they're like, "No thanks, I'm all of a sudden booked that day." But the keeper, Sam Street, was like, "I'll do it. Let's go for it." And I said, "Hey, I'll facilitate it. Whatever happens, happens." Luckily, I'm medically trained if anything goes south, but we'll see.
I think you're scared of BBJ. I think that her power, her strength, her athleticism inside the ring, the way that she moves, her agility, it scares a lot of people. And she is a future world champion in the wrestling business at any level for any promotion.
Absolutely. No, I literally, I can even show you the DM after I booked her, and I was just, we got everything squared away with, getting her out there in logistics. I literally just straight up asked her, I was like, I know I'm not like 100% like in tune, fingers on the pulse of the wrestling industry and the scene, but I was like, how long have you been wrestling? She's like, about a year. And I was like, what now? For real? I thought you've been doing it for a while, because, I gotta give props for athleticism and physique. Like, you don't just come into it just like looking like that. I don't know how to make that sound without sounding weird, but it's like, hey, she obviously sticks to the routine, bringing a Tyler Shoupism out there. She trains Hada, so hey, you got to give her a place. She earned it.
We got to see her at some stuff that was happening at the former SOM, the School of Morton, and she was out there with Aaron Stevens doing a big promotion with him. And when she cut her first promo on the mic, you should have heard, it was like the entire room went completely silent. You could drop a nail and everybody knew that she had it. She had the gift. She knew what it was, and she knew how to use it. And it just set her apart. I mean, it really set her apart. And she's just been on a rocket ship ever since. And we are huge fans of hers. Hers and Sam Street both. I love Sam Street. But I'm going to tell you, Sam's got her hands full with Big Beauty Judy coming November 21st.
She's got plenty of time to figure it out, study tape, whatever you need to do. But yeah, physique and presence is probably the word that I would say for BBJ. Like, when she steps into a room, you're like, I hope I'm not on her list, because like, I don't want any of that.
Right. We were lucky enough to have her within a first early matches, probably about a year ago. So she's been always a friend of our show and has done a lot to help us, and genuinely good person.
Yeah.
The other one that is just, we're so loyal to him, and he's always done well for us and always done everything we ask, would be Evan Golden. And he is just one of those guys, when you ask him to do something, he'll do it.
Smiling. Yeah, no, like I said, love letter to wrestling, love letter to some of these folks. If you go from the top down, not even throwing out the matches that we haven't shown yet, just because promotional marketing and whatnot. A lot of these people are like multiple time gold carriers. Evan Golden, multiple time junior heavyweight champion.
You can't say that about the Golden Child. He makes his own titles and carries them around to every promotion he goes to.
Have you seen the Beyond the Ring championship? It's monstrous. That's all I'm saying.
That's a trash can lid into itself. But I even think he faked that one just so he could have it.
No, well, I mean, it is what it is. They were able to go home with it, and they were recognized as such. Junior heavyweight champion multiple times, Evan Golden. Junior heavyweight champion, and Johnny Polk. I think he's even carried the American Championship around. Multiple time heavyweight champion and American champion, and Joe Briggs as well. I mean,
Stevie, I want you to know that you just committed a sin by bad mouthing. Or not really bad mouthing, but talking about Evan Golden a little bit. Joseph's wife is the president, and QB1, the smiling one, is the vice president of the Evan Golden fan clubs.
That is correct.
Oh, well, I mean, say what you want about the guy. I'm the one that's like, kind of like earlier, the way we started off, you guys are going at it. I'm not picking sides. I'm eating my popcorn. So, hey, I'm all for a good competition.
Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion and the current Sherwood World Heavyweight Champion, Evan Golden.
That is not even a title, QB1. He literally stole that off of a metal trash can from freaking JJ's yard, and then rode on it, the Sherwood champion, and he's been parading it around like he's something great. So let me tell you something, pal. I don't care how many titles the kid wins. He's not golden in my book.
Well, let's hope that on the 21st that as spoiled as Evan Golden is, let's be honest, that the blue collar mechanic and Red Riggins can just kind of put him back into place. We'll see. That's the reason I set that up. I was the one that kind of started that drama. It's white collar and blue collar, baby. I mean, how many times have you wanted to like knock off some rich person or something like that? I mean, that's what this is all day long.
Oh yeah, and Red Riggins is definitely coming out there with vengeance, especially after he's won his last 3 of 4. He's on a roll, and Evan Golden has been talking smack from coast to coast, saying that he doesn't even belong in this match, that somebody beneath him as Red Riggins doesn't even deserve to be in the ring with him. I can't believe that he would even go that far to say something like this, and Red has something to prove, and I think he's not only going to prove it, he's going to make sure that the fans know the name Red Riggins when he's done with this one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, QB.
Go ahead.
Howie Chaney.
Yeah, that's me.
That's his name.
Go with question.
QB, are you feeling okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I did want to know, have you thought about a method of crowning your first champions? Is it going to be tied? Is it going to be a tournament, or are you a one-night thing?
We wanted to, and I'll be releasing a video earlier or later on tonight. I'm getting it edited and making it look all pretty. I had a lot on my mind going into today, and it was that 2025 has been a really like weird, chaotic, rocky year for a lot of us. And that if you were a part of New World Wrestling, if you were following us back in June, that show got canceled. And then for the rest of our year got canceled. So we thought that New World Wrestling was not going to happen in 2025. I wasn't a part of it in that capacity at that point. There was a management switch. Ryan Bradford, my partner, stayed on. And that was another situation where you see a position, you see shoes that need to be filled, and you step up and apply yourself, and you get it done. You got to half-ass nothing or whole-ass something, and that's what it was. So pardon my language on that, but that's the old saying is like, hey, don't do a half a percent or 50%, do 100%. And then I said, hey, I've got these people, I know these people, I see a spot, let's do it. And much like those Joe Kazanas of the world, you find a place that, and Axton Rays of the world too, I'll throw them out there. You find a place that's untapped and hungry and wants it, football and wrestling. Briceville just seemed to be the place. And here we are.
Awesome.
Talking about the matches coming up November 21st, contacting the people, asking them to come to basically a new event, a new organization, all that. Did you have any feedback or any backlash from some of the people you reached out to?
As far as fans or talent?
Talent.
No, I think most of it a lot of the people were handpicked. People that I had a rapport with that they didn't see it as New World Wrestling. They saw it as Stevie Spencer as kind of calling one in. There was a couple people that I had to like call in a favor for. But you can even tell, hopefully there's transparency comes out later that how people like talk about their boss, like, the Vince McMahon documentary and stuff like that. I didn't heckle. Like when it came to like fees or anything like that, I want to pay people what they're worth. Or even if they're like, how much is it worth to you? And I'm like, throw your number out. How much are you worth? How much do you want? Because if you're not the person that asks for, a tip or a handout or something like that, like, hey, if you guys can go ahead and tip me $20 right here, you're never going to get it. You're only going to get that $1 or $2 at a time. So it's kind of the art of the deal, art of the sale, and manifesting things. I want to be that person. I want to be, above board, straight and narrow, the way things should be, versus the negative connotations that the wrestling industry gets. The kind of, it's kind of funny now, but the old mantra of hot dog and a handshake, we're not going to play that here.
So you and Ryan are the co-owners and all that. Are we going to see a commissioner in the NWW?
I don't know. I mean, we're now. We to get this off the ground, we kind of ran it where to kind of, because we're kind of training each other, right? I'm kind of going to be the back of the house for the first part. He's going to be the front of the house, and then we're going to kind of rotate and kind of go around, which is great because you can conquer and burn two candles or burn a candle at both ends essentially, versus having one person just where's so and so, where's so and so. As far as a commissioner, hopefully it doesn't get that out of hand, and we can kind of run things as far as the back office, but it's always a possibility. I think that when promotions have a general manager or a commissioner or anything like that, it's usually because it's a owner that is kind of disconnected and lost touch, I think. So I think it's to be kind of seen as a person that's in the trenches and has their fingers on the pulse. You want to be a working manager or a working owner. Kind of like if anybody's from corporate America here, you know the difference between a supervisor and a leader. A supervisor is one that kind of watches from back here, versus a leader. It's like, let's hop in the trenches and get stuff done. That's the way I want to do it.
Sounds like you got a good game plan in place and everything. And you kind of mentioned it earlier. I want to touch base on it one more time as far as getting pre-sale tickets, beforehand tickets. How do they need to contact you to get those?
Yeah, follow their Facebook page, facebook.com/New World Wrestling. You can message us through there. Either it's usually going to be me or Ryan. That'll be the ones responding through that page. You can easily do it there. We can work out different kind of payment options if need be. Also there too, our official theme song, something you don't see with a lot of PLEs, and that is, that's me promoting some of the stuff that I'm doing for Pile Driver Pro. So while I'm on that too, I don't care to play nice with other promotions. Some people tend to be like, we're not, kind of like the WWE and the AEW kind of thing. There's a divide, right? I got no problem playing well with others because there's enough of a market share there to be had. I don't feel like it's to be that territorial like the days of old. If it may get that way soon, but we'll see. But yeah, that's promoting Pile Driver Pro's YouTube page. Also official theme song. We're doing an official theme song for this. It's by the local band Damage Joy. Parasite is the song. There is a video going to be coming out on that probably by this weekend to that. If you're like me and you remember back during early 2000s, do you remember how they had the moving stingers where there was both wrestlers and it showed like the little title card and you had, the official theme song of this? I want to get back to that because I love that stuff. And that's the direction I'm going. So kind of peeling back behind the curtains too, because I feel like anybody who's watching that I may be speaking to their heart, so to speak, what I'm going to be doing too is what I want to kind of set forward on all my events is I want to have a green screen set up in the back. That way, if the other wrestler is there, hey, I've already got all the stuff there. You want headshots? I got you. You want to do pre-tapes? I got you. You want to do these, the little moving stingers that we're talking about? I can have all that loaded up and just ready to go because I come from that. I come from video editing, so I know it needs to be done to have all that and just ready to fire out at any given moment. I think that's a huge, huge paradigm in the independent wrestling scene right now.
We got one more thing we're going to pull up and show real quick.
Now, Shotgun Stevie B, this is your personal page, and if anybody is trying to get a hold of you, is it still correct to book you right here at bookthatstevie@gmail and also at World Wrestling Incorporated at newsworldwrestlingtn.gmail.com?
Yeah, either one. You can message me on there. I am still doing video editing and stuff like that on the side. You can see also too where I'm, working on my weight loss journey as well. So any of that stuff that I can help share or help, whatever it is, message me. I'm also a big mental health advocate, former EMT and firefighter. Even if it's just you just need an ear to talk to, holler at me. Even if it's non-wrestling, I don't care.
And once
Speaking of
again,
mental health, what about this one right here?
I mean, I can talk to him offline. It's fine, you know.
I'm
Well,
fine.
I think he is offline.
Yeah.
The thing about it.
Thank you for that. Go ahead.
once
Beaver.
again, that is bookthatstevie@gmail.com. And then also New World Wrestling TN at gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of Stevie B, those are the best two ways to do that. And you can also message him directly from none other than the New World Wrestling page right here. Don't forget to get your tickets today, guys. Stevie, do you want to say anything about what's going to be going on the 21st before we let you go?
We hope to have a great show. One of those where you're like, holy crap, I only paid, you know, $10 to $15 and we got all that. I announced it on the page earlier this week. If we get up to 750 followers on the page, I'm going to roll out another match announcement. You know, this lives or dies with the people, with the fans, like most independent wrestling industries do. I hope that people can get to know me enough to know that I'm a fan, and like, you know, those moments where you're like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this person versus this person? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and speak it into existence. Okay. 2026. I want to see Toby Farley and Joey Janela.
Ooh,
I want to see it.
Stevie, you got some hometown boys that's up in that area too, from Coalfield that teach in that area as well, that are a really great tag team, and they're always on the run everywhere. And we can't go to the show without mentioning them, the Stew Crew.
Absolutely, but they are so busy right now that I have to book them out for next year. So, yeah, it's hard to compete when you're that desirable. I wanted to get through this show, and then we'll try to get them on the books. You know, I'm just trying to keep this show on the rails right now.
Right, the hometown boys are going to be there in the future.
Oh yeah, no, that's the only problem is there's only so much before the crowd is like, okay, it's time to go home and go to bed now. But no, there is so many like matches stored up here that I want to see. That this is also a service to me. You know, it's just like, hey, I'll deal with the logistics and everything. You guys just show up and enjoy it. I don't want to do the same old, you know, rigmarole every single time. I'm a fan at the end of the day, and I think you guys are going to be satisfied with this first show. Also, we plan on putting our you know, where I am a video editor at the end of the day. I do plan on putting us on Title Match Network. 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, come on. So, you know, as far as prospective, you know, sponsors or anything like that, your visibility is going nationwide to that many people. So I really want to give a big shout out to Nirvana Comics. They were the people who put out the most when we had nothing to provide. We had nothing to be like, hey, listen, this is something that we do. Here's our portfolio. It was literally just them having a conversation with us. And hey, I'm forever grateful. We're already talking about plans with them next year. So stay tuned there.
Big news from none other than the Shotgun Stevie Spencer right here, talking about New World Wrestling. And my God, Stevie, we hope to have you back in the future. Would you like to come back and be on?
Oh yeah, I can sit and talk about anything and give, you know, mental support to QB1 up there too.
Howie?
Maybe next time I'll just go to his house and just rub his shoulders and tell him sun's getting real low, fella. It's okay.
That's what needs to happen. With Wrestling for Our Cause. Bobby Slam's got a good idea.
Hey, slide my DMs. We'll work something out.
Howie, what's the most famous question on this show?
What's your favorite Waffle House meal?
Okay, so until I knew it by heart, because they don't put it on the menu now. You know how they have the condensed menus, like the, you know, the lunchtime favorites? Mine is the Meat Lovers chicken and eggs, scrambled, double hash browns covered and chunked. Protein for days, baby.
Chili.
No. Meat Lovers chicken and eggs. Hey, most underrated thing on their menu is the marinated chicken breast. It is divine.
Stevie, it seems like you want to bring some old school stuff back into the modern day wrestling. The one thing that I miss tremendously is the two entrances to the ring, good guys, bad guys. Is that something
Oh
you
yeah.
may think about doing?
If I get enough pipe and drape, I'll absolutely do a heel side, a babyface side. Absolutely. Because I, at the end of the day, I believe in protecting the business and having all that set up. Like I said, I don't care to pull that back. Like earlier tonight, if you caught it, there was somebody who mentored me. I didn't even use his work name. I used his real name. So we'll go there. But no, I believe in keeping a lot of those foundational roots in play and keep watering them and grow it up the right way. And don't, like I said, don't half cock anything.
That's awesome. So,
and also, I'm going to have every event taped. I think that is the biggest travesty in independent wrestling today, is the fact that these monumental matches happen, and either people sit on the video footage, or they don't do it at all. It needs to be out there, whether it's monetized or not. Is whatever. But at least in the 21st century, in this day and age, with like YouTube and different platforms like Title Match Network, there is no reason why you can't at least have one hard cam going. Come
I
on.
couldn't agree with you more, Stevie. I think it's the biggest travesty in all of professional wrestling. If you want to be in the business in the 21st century, you've got to have a media presence. You've got to have video. You've got to have audio. You've got to have it rocking each and every match. And then you've got to have a web presence. If you want to do any business whatsoever and get your name out there, passing out flyers, running the internet, making sure you're in part of groups, it's a huge deal in all of wrestling. And it's something that's not being really dwelt upon for people that are just starting out. If you want to be successful in this business, you do the little things that make the business successful. It might not come overnight. It might take you 2 years. It might take you 3 years, or it could come in 6 months or 8 months. You never know when your bell's going to get rung, but it's going to get rung if you do the little things, and it's going to happen for you guys. So you just keep on with New World Wrestling, and you guys are going to have a banger the 21st, Friday, 21st of November.
I hope so. I mean, the way that me and Ryan have been literally lock in step on how we want it to be presented. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's things that can happen, but just even from down to a backstage, like pre-tapes and notes and stuff like that. I want it to be very, this person knows where they need to be versus, hey, where's so-and-so? I need them for this. I want it to be just controlled chaos from the time they get there at call time to the time they go home. And it's just a little effort, just a little bit of effort versus just firing from the hip overnight.
Chris Cross was the comment on here. I don't know if you can say it or not, Stevie, but Warpath will reach out to you and see what can work together.
Come on with it.
So that's,
I mean, even if it's something where we're cross promoting and it's these guys versus your guys, invasion angles, let's go. I don't care. You talk about stables, Team NWW versus Team Warpath.
Hey, it may work. I mean, that could be just the thing.
The possibilities are literally endless. I mean, you kind of create your own universe and then just, work around it. It's just, it's theater. It's really, it's theater where people can actually get hurt, but it's literally artistry. That's my thing.
You're talking about that, and let's jump back to this past Tuesday night on NXT. What did they do? Them and TNA had a cross promotion.
The Hardy Boys. I think they're the new champs, right? They tag team champions. Yeah. Anything is possible now. Now that the walls have fallen, I mean, don't get me wrong with everything that Vince McMahon gave to the industry, not just WWE. Now that people can pop up literally anywhere, I mean, come on.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible in professional wrestling.
Hey, Matt, question.
I don't know if we need you to or not, but go ahead.
Do you hire cannibals?
I think Cousin Condrey identifies as one. Okay, so that position's been filled.
Okay. I may know other family. That might be a cousin, but that's
say what you want. Some people want the old good versus bad. I'm kind of the aspect of like, hey, big meaty men slapping meat, man. I mean, if you can have two bad guys in there that they have a motivation and a reason to be there and it's believable, let's go.
I
What'd
think
you
that's a
say,
good
QB?
place to end it, guys.
QB, what you got to say?
Thank you
Or what are you allowed to say?
Thank you very. Oh, I'm fine.
Good. It's
Good
good.
deal.
He'll
All
be
right,
a good
Steve.
hockey player. He's fine.
I'm fine.
He needs
I-
some medication and he needs some therapy to get over this. Is what he needs.
Steve,
Hey,
before we let
thank
you go,
you
yeah,
very-
go ahead, QB.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Steve, before we let you go, you may not want to, but we always give everybody an opportunity to give shout outs to whoever they want to before we let them go.
I think I gave my my roses to everybody thus far. The people that have kind of helped me along and kind of given me my start. I think I kind of gave them their flowers. Obviously, you guys for helping me come on and talk about it, because it's a passion of mine. So the more that I can talk about it, the more that I can hopefully inspire somebody else, because maybe it's not something that they talk about or they feel comfortable talking about. I've got a couple different things to share with the world, but most importantly, I do got to give big credit to my wife. She's been one that has really stood by me during all this. That was like, hey, this is a crazy idea, but I need to go to this, or like I need to step outside for a moment and shoot a promo. It's weird, being like, hey, I need to go be this crazy guy for a minute, or I need to do this for a little bit, or like, what are you working on over there? It can be a little jarring for somebody who's not been in the business the entire time. So definitely got to give credit there.
Awesome. Good deal.
Invite back.
Hey,
yeah. Give me time.
line them up. I mean, we'll talk about anything. I don't care.
Yeah, Stevie, you're more than welcome. Come back on here anytime, and maybe Randall will be Randall again. Who knows? But we appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on. And before we get going, if you don't care, one more time, plug the show on November 21st.
Yeah, it's right there. New World Wrestling presents Autumn Rains, taking place November 21st, Bryceville Elementary School in Bryceville, Tennessee. Doors open at 6. Something else, talk about bringing back the old school things. I encourage my guys, please, please, please bring merchandise. That was the best thing as a fan, is tables of just shirts and merchandise and 8x11s and 5x7s. And, I eventually want to get to where, I have 5 or so grab bags of all the wrestlers, like they all cough up like a keychain or something like that. And let's bid them off, let's just keep that stuff moving. Everybody's happy at the end of the night. You're literally making a transaction of your hard-earned money for entertainment, and then you have something to go home for and show it off. That I think is, I want to recapture that magic. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do.
And if you ever have a TV taping, make sure it's a 605 start.
605.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll be 705, but I don't know. I mean, crazy things have happened. So, look for the obviously being there. Obviously, you can support the show other ways, just by liking, sharing, and just talking about it. Those cost $0, and you can do it right now.
Absolutely. Stevie, we appreciate your time. Sorry, RiverCity Media apologizes for the way this one right here is acting.
That one, right there.
Yeah, that one
It's like
there.
the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
There you go. But we appreciate you coming on. Sorry about his whatever he's been.
Hey, we're all mad here. It's fine.
Yeah. So, but before we get going, one last thing: is there anything you'd like to say before we get going? Closing comments, I guess you can say.
No, I mean, if you have any inhibitions or any reason to not come other than you have something else scheduled, I don't care to remove barriers. I'm a problem solver. So if there's anything that you have your mind made up that it may go one way, it's not. Oh, I'll say that too. It is a family friendly show. So I do want to keep it clean. And I feel like that pushes people more creatively. You're not going to see like your death matches or anything like that. So if there's any kind of preconceived notion you might have, I'm open for any and all questions. Let's figure it out. So
Awesome. QB1, you have anything to say?
Good night.
Night.
Joseph.
I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's out here, and I want to let you guys know that Wrestle Talk with Rabid Beaver is back, and we will be starting every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I know that conflicts with the NWA schedule, so you can watch me and watch the NWA at the same time on Roku if you guys so choose to do that. But until that next time, I believe that QB1 had something that's going on in Pikeville, Tennessee that really needs to have some attention take place. So we're going to be looking at that here in the next days to come to see if he's going to be in his right mind or not, or is he being coaxed? Is he being coerced, or what's going on there? You guys definitely want to check that out at Warpath Professional Wrestling each and every Saturday, guys. Come on out and have some fun with all of us right here. And for those of you that don't know, we'll be back everywhere. We're going to be back on Twitch. We're going to be back on Twitter. We're going to be back on YouTube. We're going to be back right here on Facebook Live. We're going to be back on Buzzsprout. We're going to be back on Spotify. We're going to be back on iHeartRadio. So you guys come on out and enjoy us each and every Tuesday night, and we will get something going for you. We're going to start slow before we start having guests come back on. We're going to be starting the news of the world of wrestling again first, and we're going to work our way back into guests slowly but surely this coming season. I think we lost something along the way trying to book too many people the last season, and it really cost us some money in the long run. But we're going to get back to the basics. We're going to show you where the shows are going to be. We're going to talk about how much they are. We're going to talk about who's going to be on the cards. And then we're going to be moving into specials with people that are going to be on some of those shows as well. So I want to invite each and every one of you guys to come back out with us Tuesday, 8 p.m., wherever you catch us at. We'd love to have you. We're also on Rumble, guys. Rumble at a Rabid Beaver.
You ever thought about being an auctioneer, Joseph?
I appreciate it, guys. Love yourself. Check on your strong friends. Good night, Neverland.
Absolutely. For QB1, for Joseph, Rabid Beaver, for myself, Howard Chaney. Thank you, Stevie D, Stevie Spencer.
Yeah, I got many names. Stevie, that guy, whatever.
New World Wrestling. Thanks for joining us. You're welcome back on here anytime. And I hope some actions of certain people didn't cause you to be scared to come back another time. So for everybody, get out there on November 21st to see the NWW. It's going to be a great card. So good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.